Hey everybody, for our very first inaugural video, I thought we would do the thing that was most popular, and we would slice up this jackfruit. Many of y'all have never seen this before. This is a tropical fruit from Southeast Asia, and it is fantastic and delicious. You would have to go to either an Asian or Hispanic grocery store to find these. There's a kind of a season for it. Summer is about the perfect time. I'll show you a couple of pictures of jackfruit at the store. And don't confuse this with durian. Now, durian is also Southeast Asian. It's very tropical. It is very stinky to most people. And they're both kind of spiky, but durian is about soccer ball sized and have much more pronounced spikes. It's very hard. The jackfruit has much smaller spikes, is green in color, and it's a little bit softer. So there was a question of how do you tell a jackfruit is good? Well, you kind of want to pick it up and you look at it. It should kind of be like hollow. If you tap it, it should be kind of hollow, because when they're not ripe, they're very solid. So as it's getting more ripe, it's getting a little softer. You can push it in slightly with your fingers. Now, if you find ones that are completely brown and you find soft spots on the melon itself, on the jackfruit itself, don't get that. It's overripe. It's probably starting to rot on the inside. You don't want to eat that. So one of the easiest ways to tell, of course, is the smell test. This, smells good. It smells very tropical. Has a little bit of hint of like nail polish, some of the acetones and things like that. You know, it smells good. It smells really sweet. So, what are we going to need to do to cut up this bad boy? So, real easy. I would always recommend latex gloves. Now, you don't have to have these, but the sap in this, once it contacts air, gets super sticky. And it means and I'm talking like you can't wash it off your hands. You can scrub with soap and hot water for hours and it'll still be in your hand. It's going to stick to your knives. It's going to stick to everything. So, if you have a tendency to rub your eyes, if you have a tendency to, not be very careful about stuff, and you just don't want your hands to be sticky for the next few days, I would recommend getting some latex gloves. If you don't have them, not the end of the world. So, real easy. Make sure to have a big kitchen towel, because when we are rest our cutting board on it, you want it not to move. And this is such a big melon, big fruit, that it is going to want to move when you're slicing through it. Have a little kitchen towel. I like to tuck this into my pants to wipe my hands. And knives, nothing special, just regular. These are just regular Wusthof cutting knives. I've always sharpened them a little bit. A little thinner chef's knife and a little paring knife, and of course a nice solid cutting board. This is a 23-pound jackfruit. This was literally the smallest jackfruit I could find at the store. We really want to show you how to open this, and so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to stop talking once I start cutting this. So what we're going to do is we're going to slice this thing in half. We're going to just hammer our knife in there, cut it in half. Then we're going to take those halves and cut it into quarters, and inside the fruit is a big wooden sort of pith. And the pith is very hard. It's what the fruits are attached to. And what we want to do is, as we get cut into quarters, we're going to shave away at that pith. And then once we shave away at it, it will expose the top of the fruits, and then we can start pulling the fruits out. So, okay. So we've now cut the fruit into quarters, and you can see this. The fruit itself is this neon orange, yellowish orange in color fruit. That's how you know this is really fresh and it's perfectly ripe. Also, another way to tell it's fresh, you can see the sap is just oozing out of the pith, and it is super sticky. As soon as it contacts air, it sticks together, and you will never get the stuff off your hands and knives. So you see the fruit inside has a very large seed. The seed is very woody, and you saw me earlier when I was cutting it, one of the seeds got stuck on my knife and actually had to physically pull it off of it. Around the seed is this very white, tenderly fibrous pith. That is not good to eat, and you will have to cut that away, and that's what our smaller knives are for. So what we're gonna do next is with our bigger knife, we're still going to cut away the pith, and we're going to just hack at it. All right, so you see we've already now exposed the top of the fruits. It's connected by a little inner dot in the middle, and we're going to do this like sort of like balancing between cutting off too much of the tops of the fruits and cutting away the piths. And now you're able to do this. You're able to peel the skin back, and it sort of opens up like a flower. And the smell is wonderful. It smells very, very tropical. It smells obvious. It smells sweet. It's almost a little heady, almost a little makes you a little dizzy because it's just so strong. And some people like the smell, some people don't like the smell. I think it is just one of the best smells in the world, but maybe I'm a little weird. So here you go. So look, we've only cut 1/4 of this fruit, and my hands are already almost unusable. So my gloves are stuck together. Look at that. Look at that. And as it dries, the more it contacts air, the stickier it gets. Look at that. Woo. All right, so this is how we're going to pull the fruit itself out. So you see these will start at the edges. It's gonna be sticky, nothing you can do about it. You kind of just reach in and yoink, there you go. There's one fruit that's out, that one, the seed popped out because it was already cut open. Just put it on your plate, go to the next one. And so inside this fruit, this is the fruit itself, and it's the flesh, this orange flesh is edible, and inside of it, if you pry it open, is a membrane that has a very large seed inside of it, and you can pull it out. Now, if you want to compress it a little bit, you can take the seed out, and you probably get more into a box. But in my experience, I think the fruit lasts a little bit longer if you leave the seed in. And this is what the seed looks like. It's big. We've roasted it one time. It has a sort of a chestnut taste. You can sort of like boil it and then try to roast it. Then the outer hard shell will crack, and you can get into the meat inside. It's actually pretty tasty. So this is the meat itself, and it smells good. And here we go. Got a little crunch to it. Very sweet. And it has this really nice tropical taste to it. It's really hard to describe. There's nothing else that tastes like this. Maybe a little citrusy, maybe a little peachy. But this, when you get it fresh, it has a nice crunch to it. And it'll stay crunchy like that in the fridge for at least a week. Hey buddy, you want a piece? You want help? Go, take that. Is that good? You like that? Hey Winston, you want a piece?
No.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna finish cutting up the rest of this. I got 3 more quarters to go. As you can tell, it took a lot of effort to do it. This is actually, you get quite a bit of workout. If you are not ready to cut up an entire jackfruit, the stores that have these sell them by the segment as well. HEB has them. like any place that has immigrant communities, their store is probably going to carry some jackfruit. And you can buy them in quartered sections, or you can buy them even in smaller sections. And you can go buy like a little $3 piece to find out if you want to do this, if you like the taste, if you like the smell, and go and try it. And don't forget, life is short. Go to different places, try interesting foods, and enjoy.